And good afternoon. We just want to bring you another update here since our last one was several hours ago. And we're looking at, as you can see on your screen there, we have a tornado watch in effect, and we also have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect. We got a couple of those now. And hi, good afternoon to you, Chief Meteorologist Kurt Aaron, along with Jeremy Luan. We're here in the weather office. Seems like every time we have something to do with a tornado,
I happen to be here.
You happen to be here, I know. Well, the good news is right now, fortunately, we don't have any tornado warnings,
Right.
but we do have severe thunderstorm warnings.
And we're tracking those very carefully.
And that can also be problematic. So let's go ahead and go to the boards and let's talk a little bit about what a severe thunderstorm warning is, Jeremy.
So there's several criteria that you need to have in order for a severe thunderstorm to be categorized as severe. One of those is that it can be significant. It can cause significant damage, right? So that could be caused by winds, and those winds could be over 58 or 59 miles per hour. That's the characteristic of a severe thunderstorm. You can have wind gusts over 60 miles per hour. You can have hail the size of quarters or larger. And of course, the fact that it can cause damage to not just property, but also your life as it continues to put down a lot of rain in a very short period of time. That can spawn some flash flooding.
And this is, we're tracking this one. This one just happens to be moving southeast. This is the one that's been triggering severe thunderstorm warnings starting in Lycoming County into Columbia, and now it's lower Luzerne County. And I'll tell you, Jeremy, I wouldn't be surprised if they aren't triggered again into
Carbon County. There.
Correct, yeah, because
That's where I just came from.
Yep. Oh, you were
Sunflower
down.
Festival.
Oh,
yes. So I'm
okay.
hoping that people wrap up there and take cover as this thunderstorm pushes their way. I actually did tell them while they were there.
And then we have another one here that I just want to bring you. This is new. This one was just brought on by the National Weather Service right there just south of Shipton. So let's go ahead and just let people know. That one's got a lot of pink buried behind it there. And that one's kind of drifting southeast as well. Fortunately, we're talking state parks and game lands where possibly not a lot of people. The state park, there might be a lot of people, but the state natural game lands, not very densely populated.
But what's important is that you can use these as references to where you're located and see, oh, well, if I live close to the Bucktail State Park natural area, then it's going to be around me around 506 as well. I mean, I know these are not that populated areas, but we don't want to leave you out if you do live in these rural areas.
Yeah, let me just do a little update here on my graphic for just a second. And again, we're just bringing you up to speed because we want you to see what's going on. There's storm tracks.
And while Kurt turns those off, I wanted to mention that a lot of the time severe thunderstorm warnings are extended in area. So you'll see them in Lycoming County first, and then they'll continue their way as that storm progresses. So the National Weather Service issues new ones every 30 minutes or so as they track the progression of these storms.
Yep. And there it is. When you see the pinks on the radar like that, we've talked about that before. That's pretty intense as far as the rain, and you can get a lot of lightning. Obviously, I just took lightning attributes off, so that's why you're not seeing it on there. Go ahead and back out of that one, and you can see we have them right here. Just back out. Here's the one that we were just looking at, and now with those attributes back on, even the potential for some hail. Inch, maybe 1.5 inches in diameter, and then the other one that we've been following for hours now is this one down here. It's over Berwick right now. And boy, Dorrance, Hazleton, you guys need to get ready, Jeremy.
And I know there's a lot of low-lying areas there in Hazleton as well, so that's something you're going to have to take note of. This storm will put down a lot of rain in a very short period of time, and those areas that normally flood underneath underpasses, near creeks and streams, they're going to flood now. So if you have your car near one of those areas, you're going to want to move it before this storm comes in, and then you're going to want to take cover inside.
Right. And we look at this. That's where the storm is heading right now. So Hazleton, Freeland, Sugarloaf, you're all under the gun here for a severe thunderstorm warning. Could be some damaging winds. You want to watch that. Now, if we look at this, I'm just going to back this out. Again, there's a severe thunderstorm warning near Renova. You can see it in the gold there, and also lower Luzerne County. That likely, as Jeremy and I were just saying, is going to get extended. But we also have a tornado watch. And I think it's very important that people understand all the counties in yellow that you see here are a tornado watch. Now, before I give it to you to break down the difference between watches and warnings, I want to talk about some of the conditions as to why. Unlike yesterday, we had dew points yesterday that were in the 50s. It was refreshing. It was beautiful. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. Now look at our dew points. So there's a lot more moisture in the air. So you have a lot more moisture, and we're also seeing pockets, and we talked about this yesterday, pockets. So between these rain showers, let me put it on the now. So you can see all of these areas, and I'll just show you with a quick highlight here. You see areas like here, this is sunshine coming out. Areas like here, sunshine. Areas over here, sunshine. So when you get these areas that have a lot of sunshine, coupled with the moisture that we have out there right now, you get lift when the front and these storms arrive. And when you get lift, that creates these storms. And you look out right now and you can see the sky. And the sky, as a matter of fact, let me show you what I'm talking about. The sky right here, if you look at it, the clouds start to get darker and darker because they're building vertically. And they're getting bigger above us, so they're casting shadows, and that's creating that sky. And look at the sunshine I was just talking about. That's helping to create lift. I want to go to I'm hoping we're facing in the wrong direction, but you can tell by the haze that you see here how much moisture is in the air, and that's why we have that tornado watch. Then you couple in the fact that we have the front coming, and that front is going to act as a mechanism to create more storms, and it's almost like the perfect conditions.
Right. We talk about the Titanic being the perfect storm, right? Having all the right conditions to cause its demise.
Yep.
Similarly, here we have all the right conditions to be able to have a tornado, and that's why we have a tornado watch issued currently for almost all of our counties except for those in our southern tier. That means that the atmospheric conditions are ripe for those tornadoes to form. We look at many different parameters in meteorology: the K index, the total totals index, the all kinds of things that meteorologists understand how much lift can be produced and how much rotation can be in a certain area right at the surface. And all of those different parameters are hinting towards the fact that that tornado could have formed. Also, Kurt was talking about that lift. I was actually explaining this to my mom earlier. The fact that when you have that sunshine, it heats the surface.
Yep.
When you have heating at the surface, causes those clouds to continue to build up into the atmosphere.
Yep.
But what goes up must come back down. So if you have strong updrafts, you have strong downdrafts. And when you have a downdraft that's strong enough, and then that rotation caused by the front, as it comes in, it can cause a tornado to come right out of the cloud. And that's why we're on tornado watch right now. Later on, if we do have the conditions within the cloud that start rotating, and we see it on radar or someone spots it in real life, then we'll notice that there is a tornado warning issued by the National Weather Service. That's what we're hoping that doesn't happen today, but all conditions are favorable for that to occur later on in the next few hours. And then, of course, a tornado emergency is when there's an actual tornado on the ground causing significant damage to not just houses, but also your lives. And we actually had one of those issued on Monday, John and I, in Susquehanna County.
Susquehanna,
And we were definitely taking that extremely seriously. So once you see that emergency, you know, I mean, even watch, you should be on your toes. And then warning, you should be inside sheltering. And emergency means you should be absolutely inside sheltering.
Emergency means it's already creating damage and it's a threat to life. And now, I want to go back to the warning because this is a great example of what we talked about on Monday. And by the way, great job Monday. Seriously, you and John.
Couldn't have done it without him.
With the warning, taking the action, tornado spotted by seeing a funnel cloud on the ground or indicated on radar. And Monday, as a prime example, we had 10 total tornado warnings, but we only had one confirmed.
That's right.
And the reason being, and I want to show just a little example, this is not a tornado warning triggered by the National Weather Service, but one of the things that they look at is rotation on radar. So if I back this up and you look at, you see that right there, John? So even though, Jeremy,
Okay.
So even though there's no tornado spotted on the ground, the National Weather Service can look deep into that radar, Doppler radar, and find out if there's any rotation coming from those storms.
But the thing is, we don't know what layer that rotation is
Is
occurring
in.
in, right? So if the rotation is right there at the surface, that's a tornado.
Correct.
But if it's within the cloud, maybe in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, 1,000, 2,000 feet up, it could spawn a tornado to come out.
Right.
But we're not sure if it's actually on the ground.
Right. And my point is that they can trigger a tornado warning based off that data rather than actually seeing one on the ground, which explains why you have 10 tornado warnings but only one confirmed. Because that's why when I talk with schools and I go to these very things, 30 years ago, when I first started doing the weather, you only had a tornado warning when a funnel cloud was spotted, period. You couldn't, but we didn't have the technology back then to see how far inside the storm we were seeing rotation in clouds, like we can with Doppler radar. So, but that's, just wanted to explain, because people ask me all the time, well, we had those tornado warnings, but there was only one confirmed tornado. What's going on? That's why it's a change in technology, and it's a change for the better because
Absolutely.
we get more advanced notice, something we didn't get back in the 90s when we had tornado
The only time you knew
warnings.
a tornado was occurring was when it was already on the ground causing damage.
Correct.
Whereas we can see the parameters occurring within the cloud before it actually comes out, or
Yep.
potentially actually comes out.
Right. So this system that you're looking at right here, let me just do a quick little highlight on it so you can see what I'm talking about. Talking this system right there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this into motion, but this is the one that spawned severe thunderstorm warnings for eastern Lycoming County into Benton County. Let me get that little arrow off there, okay? And now down into lower Luzerne County. And we'll see. I mean, it looks like it's coming apart a little bit, but we'll see if it spawns some more severe thunderstorm warnings. But we're not out of the woods yet.
Right.
If you look,
We're not out of the woods until 9 o'clock, which is when those tornado watches expire for our area.
and it also coincides with what?
The fact that the sun goes down around.
Correct,
Yeah,
right.
So once you no longer have that sun shining on the surface, and that causes that lift. Once you have that lift gone, then you no longer have the ability to create severe thunderstorms like that.
So those two areas that we're talking about here, and we're going to wrap this up, but we just wanted to bring you an update. You got one severe thunderstorm warning here, one here. I want to go ahead and highlight, if I can, one more time. And there's the Renova one. I'll put it into motion. You can see for yourself the one that moved through Lycoming County into Columbia and Luzerne County. And then we have another one, and that one's also moving southeast, and that one is moving, let me put it in the nowcast. That one is right here, and that one is moving southeast. So that's going to be near Renova just after 5 o'clock. And then let me jump back to this.
And remember, severe thunderstorm warning means that you have gusty winds, possible large hail, and also the fact for the possibility for the potential for flash flooding. So these
Correct.
are significant.
Yep. Yep. Hey, Joe,
Came in,
what's
Joe
up, buddy?
Snedeker.
So we got Sugarloaf. You're under the gun here at 448, 455 Hazelton, 508 Whitehaven, Jim Thorpe 518, and Palmerton. And that's for this storm that we've been watching since we went through Lycoming County. And there it is. It's over Berwick right now. Coming down at a pretty good clip. A lot of lightning with it, a lot of those things. So we're watching this. And the towns that we just mentioned, be ready. They're going to be moving through your area. And
we'll be tracking them closely
Yep.
in case the fact that the rotation continues within storms like this one.
Yep.
If the rotation does spawn a tornado warning, we will be on the air and giving you all the latest updates on it.
And this is why, this map right here that you're looking at, this is why we're doing these cut-ins for you here on social media so that you can see it. Severe thunderstorm warnings, you got one up there in Clinton County, you got another one in lower Luzerne County that likely, as we talked about before, going to get extended to Carbon and Monroe counties. And then we have the tornado watch, which is in effect for all of northeastern and central Pennsylvania. And I don't know, could be pretty serious here this afternoon, especially when this guy rolls in on a weekend. Right here. What's up, Joseph? How are you,
I'm
buddy?
only here to help. What are you guys live right now or not?
We're doing the platform, cross-platform one.
So we're on that right now. Interesting.
We are, yes.
This is a rare occurrence. Three minds at work.
I don't think it's ever happened, has it?
Dun, 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 dun.
I don't know.
Although the truth is, I'm on my way to Philadelphia and I have to print something out because my printer cartridge was out of ink.
I love your blatant honesty. That's what I love
I'm
about
here
you.
to help if you need me.
That's right.
All right, Jeremy, you want a couple final thoughts here before we wrap it up?
Just wanted to thank you so much once again, for watching and trusting us to make sure that you are safe as we go through these storms today. Once again, no tornado warning has been issued just yet. We are on tornado watch until later on this evening.
And just driving in, I can see these towering cumulus congestus, so the sky is angry.
Yeah. Oh,
Beautiful.
big time.
And I'm heading into it right now.
Bet you're excited.
Yeah, a little bit. I love it.
Just be careful.
It's storm chasing in a way to the airport. Yeah.
Right, and you're not on your bike, just for the record, right?
Just for the record, now in a car.
Okay, well, folks, thank you so much. We just wanted to jump on and just bring you up to speed. I know PennDOT has the signs flashing tornado watch until 9 o'clock, and we just want people to be safe. So that's what's going on. We'll continue to update you. This good-looking guy right here, 6 o'clock. Us old guys, we're out.